guys, welcome to the Garbage Time Podcast. I, of course, am your host, Katie Nolan. Just a quick reminder, Tuesday we released your guest-only podcast with The Daily Show correspondent Roy Wood Jr. Very interesting and exciting. Loved talking to him, so definitely check that out if you haven't yet. Today, though, I am joined by my lovely producers, producer Matt.
Hey, sorry I sound so sick.
Hey, that's okay, me too. And producer Garrett, curveball.
Whoop.
Healthy as hell over here.
Fuck you, man.
Feeling really good.
So producer Dave is out today. Producer Matt is sick. Producer Katie is getting sick from Matt. Just called myself
all
producer.
thanks to Dave, actually, I think.
Yeah. So things aren't going great over here, but fear not, Matt and Garrett gonna talk about their underpants, brought to you by Mack Weldon.
That's right, Mack Weldon. Fans of our podcast know that all the guys on staff here actually wear Mack Weldon. Katie wears one of the hoodies. Listen, buying underwear in the store is just not fun. So after we partnered up with Mack Weldon, I've been buying all my undershirts, underwear from them. They get shipped to my door. I wore them to a wedding last week. Felt great, looked styling. It's a great website. You guys should all check it out.
You're dancing in your underpants? Did you do the underpants dance?
I did.
At the wedding?
Yep.
That's dope.
You already knew that. This is for the listeners.
Yeah, just for the listeners.
Yeah.
And guys, they want you to be comfortable, so if you don't like your first pair, you can keep it, and they will still refund you. Go to MackWeldon.com and get 20% off using promo code GARBAGETIME, all one word, no spaces, MackWeldon.com. Do it now. Real quick, before we get into Pick Your Poison, don't know if anyone heard or saw, no big deal, Garbage Time got nominated for 2 fucking Emmys. I sneezed into that hand. I would high-five you, but yeah.
We're all high-fiving.
Yeah, without touching each other because we're sick. 2 Emmys, guys!
2 Emmys.
Pretty awesome.
2 Emmys, really awesome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you. This is amazing. One is the interactive, best online Ashley, what's that one?
Social television.
Best social television experience. And we're the only show that got nominated. The rest are events or one-offs, like the 30 for 30. I Hate Christian Laettner. We're up against them.
Yeah.
And then we were also nominated for Best Studio Show Weekly. With other shows I've never heard of.
Yeah, small shows.
College Game Day. NBA on TNT, Inside the NBA, Football Night in America. What even is that? Who's Dan Patrick?
Right. Yeah.
I don't fucking know who that is. And there's one more I'm missing. Oh, I'm sorry. NFL on Fox. So all those shows with 7 times as many people, 100 times as many. Somebody was saying the other day that they think our one episode of College Game Day probably costs what an entire season of Garbage Time costs. And I said I think maybe two seasons.
Seriously?
I think Lee Corso costs as much as a season of Garbage Time.
So really, really exciting, and I'm super proud of our team of 7 people for somehow pulling this off. We're not going to win, which is totally fine. Being nominated and being able to look at the nominees in that category and see our name on there is
awesome.
Fucking insane.
Incredible company to be with.
And so now we have to constantly say Emmy-nominated Garbage Time.
As our cameras fall over and don't
yeah,
turn
exactly.
on.
As we only have one GoPro filming the podcast this week because the others won't turn on because they're broken.
You can watch the podcast on YouTube. Do people know that? People know that, right?
Yeah, I think so. If you didn't, now you know. Be sure to watch it on YouTube with the one camera we have today.
If you watch on YouTube, Katie's wearing a Toucan shirt.
Toucan watch on YouTube if
That's
you
right.
Oh my God.
Toucan also asked me to please stop with these puns because Toucan stand them. Anyway, so just again, I'm your host, Emmy-nominated Katie Nolan, and you're listening to the podcast of the show that is Emmy-nominated, Garbage Time. So, Emmy-nominated.
That's right.
Nominated for 2 Emmys. Two Emmys nominated for 2 Emmys. Okay, guys, it's time for Pick Your Poison, which has not been nominated yet.
That's right.
But that's because podcast nominations don't exist yet. Okay, but since producer Dave is out and we're a little bit light on staff, I want to make it a light lift for everybody since everyone in this room was Emmy nominated and I wanted to reward them for that. I won't keep doing this. It'll stop. We're going to do this a little bit differently. Instead of me choosing the categories when Garrett reads them so lovely, Garrett's just going to tell me the category we're doing, and then producer Matt's going to tee me up with the stuff, and then we're just going to talk about some sports, just a little bit more laid back this week than usual.
That's right.
taking my choice away because, you know, I'm a woman and I've been having free will for way too long. So now I'll have categories forced on me.
That's it for me, guys. It was a pleasure being here.
No, I'm consenting to this. So what's our first category, Garrett?
The first category, Katie, fear and clothing.
Love it.
Yep.
Love your puns.
What would you rather wear? A Maryland Terrapins shirt in the shape of Massachusetts, or Bryce Harper's Make Baseball Fun Again hat?
Exciting week in sports clothes.
Yeah.
Let me fill you in on these. So,
Okay.
so Walmart sold a shirt this week that said Terps on it, where I went to school, by the way, shout out. And it was supposed to be superimposed over a graphic of the state of Maryland, but the graphic on the shirt was actually Massachusetts. How does it even happen? Like, how does that ever get through? Think of the amount of people that had to sign off on that.
That doesn't make any sense
Yeah.
at all
I know.
to me. What's the Bryce Harper? The hat?
So Bryce Harper, we're taping this on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday,
Yeah.
yesterday was opening day. Bryce Harper appeared in the first game for the Nationals. He was booed heartily. He hit a home run in his first at bat because that's what Bryce Harper does. But then after the win, he was interviewed wearing this hat that was in the style of the Donald Trump hats that said "Make Baseball Fun Again."
Okay.
So we've never really gotten a good feel for what you think about Bryce Harper. I'm curious.
Okay.
What's your take
So
on him?
Bryce Harper is cool and all, and he's great at baseball. And it's not really his fault that I feel this way about him. But Bryce Harper to me is like the J.J. Watt of baseball, where it's like, we get it, bro. Like, you're handsome and you have great hair somehow all the time, even when you're playing baseball. And like, you're all about hustle and you're a Mormon and you're, first at bat. Oh, home run. Oh, Bryce Harper. Oh, I'm all about making baseball fun again. Oh, Jonathan Papelbon choked me out. Sympathy. Like, everything's always coming up Bryce.
Yep.
So I'm kind of like out on him. He's just annoying because he's too Brycey.
Yeah.
He's just
Pricey.
like
I like that.
Bryce in your face.
Yeah.
He went platinum blonde there for a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
that was
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah.
But he immediately knew it was dumb and fixed it because that's what Bryce Harper does.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything goes right for, like, a bad day for Bryce Harper is what? I guess getting
My
choked out by
greatest day.
Jonathan
Yeah, I
Papelbon.
guess
but even then it was like, oh, poor Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Jonathan Papelbon's always been a dick.
Yeah.
He's just going to be a dick. That doesn't make Bryce Harper sympathetic. Remember that time he got benched for not hustling?
Yeah.
That's the Bryce
I do.
Harper I think of.
Yeah.
You can't make hustle your thing and then not hustle
Well,
all the time.
You're also a Mike Trout guy, right? Like,
I love Mike Trout.
yeah. So I feel like there's like this cool kind of rivalry between the two of them over who's going to be like
Mike
the next
Trout's so
face
much
of baseball.
better. He's also probably on steroids.
You don't
they
think
all,
you think he is and Bryce isn't?
I don't know, Bryce might be. But
Bryce
like
is just on hair gel.
Mike Trout is, yeah,
He's got performance enhancing
hair gel
products.
Yeah, for sure. But so which would I rather wear? A fucked up shirt. I imagine that like somebody was.
Can we talk about the fucked
Yeah,
up
so
shirt
somebody
really
at
quick?
Let's take
Walmart-
a little dive in here.
First of all, the graphic of Massachusetts, incorrect state, isn't even centered on the T-shirt. It's
That's
like I don't
underrated.
know who made this or like where it comes from, and I feel like maybe it was one of those state abbreviation problems
Right.
that somebody thought Maryland was MA,
Yeah.
and so they searched for like outline of state MA,
Yes.
and then they drew the state.
That's exactly what I thought happened.
What is Maryland State MD?
MD. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly it.
That
the
might be
levels,
it.
The levels of like chain of command this had to go through,
I know.
and everyone got wrong.
But I think it's admirable that you think that Walmart T-shirts have chains of command. I bet it's just one guy that's like, I made this shirt. And they're like, put it on a hanger and stick it on that rack, and somebody will pay $5.99 for it.
Print 2 billion.
Yeah. Do we have a price tag on the shirt? Like, can we see how
I
much
don't
it
know.
was?
$9.97.
That makes sense.
With a smiley face.
Or maybe, counterpoint, maybe it's supposed to be Massachusetts, and they just forgot to print the W between the T and the E, and it should just say twerps, because it's written around like
Oh.
the end of the state, like the South Shore, where all the like twerps and douches live. Nobody uses the word twerp anymore. It's like maybe it was trying to make a comeback.
I like that a lot.
Probably not that.
That's a good theory.
This
Why are
is
you making
season
a-
3 of True
Why
Detective.
are
This
you
is blowing my
making
mind.
a random shirt that says terps on it anyway?
I don't
Like,
know.
With a state outline, too.
Yeah, like Terrapin, like make it say something about the school. The entire state of Maryland isn't the Terps. It's just the school. They're not like. There's also like the Orioles. Like there's plenty of other birds and animals that need to be accounted for inside the state. And instead, it just says Terps, and then it's like. There's so much wrong before we even get to the, excuse me, that's not Maryland.
I know.
And how did you reach this age of your life where you're printing T-shirts for a business to make yourself money and you don't know what Massachusetts looks like? Then you got to start thinking, well, it was definitely made overseas. And so they don't know what states even are. They don't understand that Massachusetts is technically a commonwealth. They don't know any of these things.
God, we're learning today.
I know, there's just so much there.
Can I give one more counterpoint?
No, sure.
We're making fun of them really bad, and it took me 5 minutes to figure out what was wrong with the T-shirt.
No.
Yeah.
Garrett.
State shapes. Oh, okay, sorry.
There are things you should keep to yourself. This is one.
Okay.
And the other was when you told me that you bought 3 boxes of protein bars because you went to Target to buy a squatty potty and they didn't have one.
I kept that between the two of us, though.
No, Ford was there.
The three of us. But you're right, and you're teaching me how to control myself.
Yeah.
And I think this is
Which,
good.
if you're learning from me how to control yourself, you've got a fucking problem.
Hey, you're doing something right, too.
Did we get nominated for 2 Emmys?
I think so.
Yeah.
So which do you think?
Which would I rather wear? A Terp shirt in the shape of Massachusetts or Bryce Harper's Make Baseball Fun Again? I think that, if Bryce Harper were a more self-aware baseball player or like a cooler guy or I liked him more, it would be funny that we're making fun of Donald Trump. I feel like Bryce Harper's going to vote for Donald Trump. It's just the feeling that I have.
Wow.
And so I don't feel like the hat is really making fun of it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to look more into Bryce Harper. But just something about it makes me go, "Nyeh." That's the noise that,
You'll be seeing plenty of Bryce Harper for the next year.
I'm going to wear the
10 years.
fuck out of that shirt.
Yes,
Yeah.
awesome. I'll
Because
wear it
I
with
love
you.
Massachusetts.
That's right. I
and
love
I
the
also
Terps.
love turtles.
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 Yeah.
Turtles?
Yeah.
And Terrapins are turtles.
Maryland,
You're
famous
looking
for
at
its
me like
turtles.
that.
Yeah.
They are.
Obviously. Yeah.
Maryland's mascot should be a crab.
Yeah. God, that would be amazing.
Why wouldn't it be that?
The problem would be
Or
that
just a
that would be
crab
all
cake.
I'd wear. If
What?
it was
Crab
crab
cake?
Maryland stuff, I just wouldn't wear
What
any
if it
other
was just
clothes.
a crab cake? Your mascot was a big crab cake.
Just
Yeah.
a circular
And you could walk
orb.
up to it and eat pieces of it.
Oh
Write
my
this down.
God.
This
Yeah.
is a good.
Are you hearing this,
yeah.
Terps?
I'm picking the t-shirt.
Great.
Nice.
All right, before we get to our next category, I want to tell everybody about SeatGeek. Ever get frustrated trying to buy tickets online? Most sites make it complicated and they try to sneak in huge fees at checkout, which is super annoying, which is why you need to try SeatGeek. They made it easier than ever to buy and sell sports and concert tickets. SeatGeek has taken all the work and hassle out of shopping for tickets. You can even set alerts on your phone for upcoming events, and SeatGeek will let you know, hey, you wanted to go to this event? Ticket prices fell. It's cheaper now. Go do it. And before you buy, you can use SeatGeek's detailed maps to see the view from your seat, which I used when I was buying hockey tickets a couple weeks ago. Very helpful, very accurate. Sometimes websites aren't accurate with pictures. And my listeners get a $20 rebate off their first SeatGeek purchase. To get your $20 rebate on tickets, download the free SeatGeek app. Go to the settings tab and click add a promo code. Enter promo code Katie, that's K-A-T-I-E. SeatGeek will send you $20 after you've made your first ticket purchase, so download the free SeatGeek app and enter promo code Katie today. Right now.
Do it.
Okay, what's our next category?
Next category. So Sad MJ.
Oh, Christ.
Everyone knows the wonderful Sad MJ meme.
It's the best.
What makes Sad MJ sadder? His North Carolina losing the national championship on a buzzer beater? Or the Warriors beating the Bulls record?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big week for basketball here. So UNC, obviously, we're taping this on Tuesday. They lost the national championship last night on that crazy buzzer beater. Michael Jordan was in attendance, which made it kind of funny because the internet started to go nuts with the sad MJ.
As the internet often does.
They definitely did. Yesterday was sort of peak sad MJ meme time. Garrett and I were sort of just dying over them earlier. Somebody superimposed it on Craig Sager's jacket. That one was pretty good.
I liked the one where Jordan was wearing a shirt with the Jordan logo, and then you zoom in, and the Jordan logo has the crying Jordan face.
That's so funny.
That was my favorite
so
one.
good.
Because they rarely make me laugh at this point. They're so overdone and overused. But when somebody goes to the effort to either do it in a really funny way, like the shirt one, or really Photoshop the fuck out of it to make it
Right.
look as if it's that person's face.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that really make me laugh.
Yeah, it's
That-
the amount of time people put into
Yeah.
these.
That one killed me too. The tiny zoomed in one.
It was really
Because the
good.
shirt got pixelated and the
Zoom
face
in
remained.
jokes make me laugh so
Yeah,
much.
they're
When it's
so
like,
good.
Me too.
It's just like, I love that shit.
So, what's your overall take on Sad MJ? Like, do you feel like it's jump the shark, or
I don't
what do
want
you
to
think?
ruin the internet's party here.
But you're sort of like the mayor of sports comedy internet, so I think
yeah,
you need to
so I
weigh
feel
in
like
here.
I should just. I'm not. This isn't a hot enough take that I'm like, stop fucking doing it. But like, I'm kind of over it a little bit, just because sometimes it's like, anytime anything happens, you're like, well, here come the fucking sad MJs. But then sometimes there's some funny ones. So like, I don't really mind, and you guys can keep going. I mean, eventually we're all gonna have to agree, like, that was really cool and funny. Let's cut the shit now. Let's stop. Let's
I
please
guess.
stop.
I mean, we were talking about like what could be the end point of it, and we were saying like maybe if like LeBron does it or something like that. Then I
Yeah.
remembered Steph Curry did it. Steph Curry did the meme of keep pounding, you know, after the Panthers lost the Super Bowl and he put MJ's face into the drum.
Oh,
So
wow.
it looked like he was pounding on like the sad MJ drum.
Did Steph Curry Photoshop it himself?
Somebody did
No way.
on his behalf at
Definitely.
least.
Riley Curry did it.
Riley did it, yeah.
It's easy enough at
definitely
this point. You
did.
just drag and drop the PNG onto whatever you want to.
It just might never die at this point.
What was the other thing? How close are they to beating that record?
Yeah, so the Warriors, Steve Kerr said this week that the Warriors, quote, aren't really pushing to beat the Bulls record, which is about as much of a non-statement as you can make. The Bulls record, obviously, is 72 wins in a single season. We're taping this Tuesday. Tonight, the Warriors play the Timberwolves. They have 5 games left. They need to go 3-2. The problem is they play the Spurs twice.
Woo!
But Pop, of course, is like, yeah, we're probably going to rest our starters.
He never does
Get
that.
ready for the playoffs.
Pop. He usually
It's
makes his starters
insane.
play
Yeah.
all the time.
They could still be undefeated at home.
Can you still get fined for that?
Honestly, I feel like if they rest their starters for the game at home, they absolutely should. He absolutely should be fined.
I have to sneeze so bad. I'm sorry. I tried to like cue Ashley. I'm like, I'm about to do it. Don't edit this out. If I sneeze a bunch, just leave it alone. I can't. I've had a sneeze stuck in my nose for like 3 hours. Sorry, keep going.
People want to hear that
people
sneeze.
watching it on YouTube are going to see me like, waitress, please turn me down a bit.
One napkin, please.
Let me get a glass of water. Thank you so much. Okay, so you think they'll do it?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I think that they should be able to go 3-2, especially if the Spurs tank a game. But I don't know. I mean, it would be an unbelievable historical thing. So to tie this back to sad Michael Jordan, what do you think would make him sadder? UNC losing the championship.
Do
or
you
the
think
Bulls
he
record
won't
falling?
be at the game when the Warriors beat the Bulls, unless like he goes out of his way to be at the game?
Yeah, I can't imagine he would be.
So like I think it's probably sadder for MJ he was at the UNC game, and that was like a crazy end that I don't think anyone was expecting.
Yeah. One that he usually deals out, too.
Yeah.
He's on the losing end.
And like at that game, watching that tragic moment, and he looks down at his shirt and realizes that he's got himself crying on it. Like that's got to be really sad for him.
Devastating.
So I'm gonna say that probably makes MJ sadder.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. I think he should be like excited if Golden State beats their record. That's a cool thing for basketball in general.
Yeah.
If that happens, I always hated when the Dolphins team would cheers each other when undefeated seasons were ruined.
Yep.
Like, fuck you guys. Don't be douchebags.
Yeah,
I
and there's
agree.
no one on the Warriors who's encroaching on his legacy. You know?
Yeah,
It's not like LeBron's
yeah.
winning another title, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I hope they do it.
Me too.
I hope they do it too. It'll be so disappointing if they don't.
But how about a shout out to your Celtics, by the way? Beat the Warriors last week, ended that insane streak.
Can I be completely honest? I felt bad.
Really?
I was like, of all the teams, like, we could have let them win it. I feel so bad. I don't want to break their streak. But also, we fucking broke your streak. Boston, what up?
Yeah.
You know, Boston sports really needed a win.
Yeah, seriously.
It's been a struggle
They
lately.
needed some good fortune, a little
Really?
pick-me-up.
Really needed it. All right, before our last category, you know what we have to talk about. Super Beats.
Super beats,
yeah.
super beats.
I like that. A circulation superfood powder that helps support my heart and healthy blood pressure too. It's given me crazy energy and stamina without the bad taste, calories, or added sugar of actually eating beets, which I think are gross. But I love Super Beets. You just mix it with water. It tastes really good. Plus, you feel the results in as little as 20 minutes, guaranteed, or you don't pay. I love not paying, but I also love results. Get a bonus 30-day supply free with your first order with free shipping. It's guaranteed, or your money back. Amazing. Call 800-951-9013. That's 800-951-9013. Or go to beatsbykatie.com. That's beatsbykatie.com.
That's a real URL.
A real website.
That really happened. It's amazing.
Suck it, Dre. My beats, do your beats give people energy? No, they just break after like 6 months.
It's true. They do.
Allegedly. Okay, what's our next category?
Next category, odds on least favorite.
Ooh.
Great name.
Who is less likely to sign with an NFL team? Johnny Manziel or Greg Hardy?
I love this category, motherfuckers. Okay, give me the quick blurb about what's recent with Johnny and the quick blurb about what's recent with Greg.
You got it. So Johnny Manziel posted a picture on Instagram this week with Justin Bieber, who has the shitty new blonde dreadlocks, by the way.
No.
And then shortly after, he posted a picture of himself getting a hand tattoo. I think it said his name, Johnny Reagent.
Oh.
That was good.
See what you
I've
did
been waiting
there.
to do that joke all day.
That's good.
I feel really good
How do
about how it
you
went.
think? You think it went well?
Mediocre.
I have notes.
Yeah.
I have notes. I'll give them to you
Okay,
later.
that's great.
Off
Garrett,
air.
thoughts?
I loved it.
Okay, good. Great.
100%.
I feel good now. And of course, Greg Hardy, he did an interview with Adam Schefter this week, probably to soften his public image. He refused to really address the Nicole Holder story. He said things like, I've been proven not guilty. Katie, thoughts?
First off, thought. No, you haven't been proven not guilty. For those who don't remember, Greg included, what happened was a judge found you guilty. There's the way the court works in Carolina, he was able to appeal to a jury trial. In between that time, he contacted the victim, Nicole Holder, paid her off, and then she didn't show up in court to testify, so they had to declare a mistrial. So at no point were you found or declared or whatever lie you said, not guilty. That definitely didn't happen. If anything, you were found guilty, and then you exploited the system. So I just want to make that perfectly clear. Yeah, this is like the recovery tour. Ray Rice got it. Everybody gets it after they fuck up, and then they're like, shit, I gotta make people want to sign me again. With Greg, though, I didn't really quite understand it, because talking's never been, let's say, his strong point. When he came back from his suspension and he just said guns blazing and Giselle, I want to have sex with her and her sisters, and just like never has been good at like taking words and putting them into a sentence and delivering that sentence and sounding sincere. So doing an interview seemed strange for me on a number of levels. Guess what? He was bad at it. It's not going to help him at all because he doesn't sound remorseful. He insists that he's innocent, but that he didn't do nothing wrong, but he's definitely innocent, which I'm very confused. Every quote he said, he used the word "the situation" like every third word. So either loves the Jersey Shore or just like, he just kept being like, this situation was difficult and a man can't help when he gets into a situation that's either caused by his actions or not caused by his actions. Like, what does that mean?
I know.
You're just saying words, but not in any effective way. And when Adam Schefter asked him kind of tough questions, I'll get to you in a second, Shefty, Greg was just like, I don't think we're going to talk about that. The motherfucker, what are you here to talk about?
Right.
Yeah.
We don't want to ask you how your life's going or like if you're in a new music video with strippers. You're here to talk about what happened. And if you're going to insist that you didn't do anything wrong, then tell us what the fuck happened. And he said, pictures, because there's pictures of Nicole Holder's injuries, which I would urge the internet to not always just tweet out when a story comes up, because that's still a person and we don't need to see them. We can discuss them without looking at them. Same thing with the Ray Rice video. Anyway, he said the pictures can be made to look any way you want them to, which, unless you're photoshopping a crying Michael Jordan onto them, no, they can't. They are pictures. That's how pictures work. So if you're trying to say that they're doctored, why didn't you come out and say that immediately when the pictures came out? You said nothing instead and just kept saying you didn't want to talk about it. And now you're doing an interview to talk about it, and you're just saying like, hey, pictures, right? Pretty crazy. Like, that's not a thing. You have to address what happened. And then somebody else asked him, like, why do you think that, or maybe it was in this interview, why do you think Ray Rice got a second chance? Or, like, you got a second chance and Ray Rice didn't. And he said, because we're dealing with an innocent man and a guilty man.
Wow.
Fuck you.
Man.
Fuck you. We're dealing with a man who got caught on camera and a man who thinks he can fucking get away with it. Fuck you. You're a piece of garbage, and this will not help his stock at all. I think, if anything, an NFL team is going to watch this interview and be like, no.
Psychopath.
Never.
Yeah.
He shows no remorse. He isn't sad. Adam Schefter really didn't do himself any favors doing this interview either. He went on the Dan Patrick show after the interview to talk about the interview. And I also think he went on Russillo and Cannell. Not sure. But he said something to the tune of like, to me, this seems like a guy who made some mistakes. I'm rolling my eyes. Made some mistakes, but, I went in there thinking he was going to be a monster, and I didn't come out feeling that way. He was a nice guy. He's a good guy. Like, people need to stop thinking that you can't be a decent human, to talk to, and a charming person, and also a decent human was a bad phrase. You nice to talk to and charming in person, and then a fucking wife beater or a violent person behind the scenes. Those two things can exist in the same person. It's why women are attracted. It's how these situations happen. If someone's just a bad person all the time and they're like, hey, nice to meet you, I kick the shit out of women. Yeah. No woman would date that guy. So if you're telling me that Greg Hardy is charming and nice and fun and seems like a good guy, no shit. No shit. That doesn't mean he didn't do what he was accused of doing. I don't know for a fact if he did it, but that doesn't count as evidence that he didn't. And that's such a lazy fucking thing to say. And to say, he made a couple mistakes, but I really think, fuck you! Holy shit, fuck you! Okay, wait, what was the other one? Johnny Manziel.
I know. I don't know why you're leaning on this one.
And Johnny Manziel's just like, I feel bad at this point. He's got a problem. He has a fucking drinking problem. Who wants to hang out with Justin Bieber?
I know.
Not me.
Especially with that hair.
I know.
Oh, gold blonde dreadlocks? I have to Google that. I'm not up on my Biebs news, unfortunately.
You're up on way more important stuff.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess not much more depressing. Yeah, I think I really genuinely, it's tough for me to pick who's less likely to sign with an NFL team because I really think they're both just done. Yeah. I mean, then you get into this conversation of talent versus, if it's worth it kind of a thing. And I think that in terms of the NFL, people will say Hardy's more talented and crucial to a team than Johnny Manziel. But Hardy didn't have that great of a season last year.
No, he didn't. He fell off at the end of it.
He started at the beginning, and people were like, yeah, Katie, suck it. He's good. And then I was like, watch. And then he sucked. And so now you all can suck it because he's garbage.
Your opinion was never that he was bad.
I know. The problem is that he's good. Of course he's good at football.
Yeah.
I think that if I have to pick, after that interview, I would say, no, I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah.
Go with it.
Johnny they both need help. Someone needs to help them.
Yeah.
And signing with an NFL team, they're not going. No one's going to help them.
I think a fair answer here is neither ever will. I mean, I honestly don't think that either of them at this point, character issues aside, they're not even good.
I know.
I would much rather Johnny get another chance, though.
Yeah.
What do you like in your locker room? A happy drunk?
But he's not necessarily a happy drunk. There's that whole, I don't know enough about it, but he's got accusations against him as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's, the whole other layer to him there. It's just sad. And he can't help himself. People have been trying, his agent dropped him, I can't help him anymore. He's just going to keep drinking and filming himself drinking. He's just self-destructing. He's self-destructing. So I guess it's I don't know. I fuck them both.
Yep, fair
Not
answer.
fuck them both, but fuck them both. Fuck Greg Hardy.
Yeah, one is clearly more conniving, and that's Greg Hardy.
He's just evil.
For saying that they tampered with evidence, I guess. In these photos. No, they didn't.
But he do an interview and be like, well, that's, again, I don't want to talk about that situation. That's stuff for lawyers. Oh, okay. Can your lawyer do an interview with us? Because, that's why we have you here.
Right.
I don't want to talk to you about, what it was like being on the Cowboys.
Yeah. Could you have let your lawyer argue on your behalf in court or without it being dismissed?
It's the fucking worst. God. Ew. Ugh. Blech. Enough of him.
So a third option there is neither. And
Neither.
We'll put that in the Twitter poll.
I'm picking neither. Yeah. Put it in the fucking Twitter. Also put in the Twitter poll, fuck Greg Hardy. So it'll be like, who's less likely to, Greg Hardy, I almost said Justin Bieber, Johnny Manziel, fuck Greg Hardy, he's a piece of garbage shit. Those will be the options.
Deal.
And that should be voted 100% on one of those
Yes.
options and none of the others. Okay, before we get to junk mail, today's podcast is also brought to you by T-Mobile. Wish you could catch every game of your favorite baseball team this season? I know I do, and I live in New York and I'm a Red Sox fan, so it's really hard for me. But now you can. Only T-Mobile customers get a free year-long MLB.TV premium subscription. It's usually $109.99, and you would get it for free, so you'll never miss a game. Sign up by April 10th to catch any out-of-market game all season long. That's 2,430 games. That's over 7,000 hours of baseball. That's just one Red Sox Yankees.
Yeah, right.
7,000 hours of baseball. And you don't use any of your data. That's the crazy part.
That's
T-Mobile has
insane.
got you covered. You get your free MLB.TV premium subscription by April 10th. Switch to the Un-carrier today. It does not use your data. That's insane. Sign up at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Sign up for MLB.TV while on T-Mobile Network. New MLB.TV premium subscribers only. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. How do they do that?
I don't know.
It doesn't
I don't
use
know.
your data?
I don't know
You
how
get to
they do
stream with it? That's like so huge.
That makes
Yeah.
that deal insane.
You
Insane.
can watch that anywhere.
I know.
It's nuts.
So
And
cool.
no data.
Be on a boat.
Sure.
I just picture that being a great
Sure.
Sunday.
Just watching baseball on your phone on a boat.
Yeah.
Got
that
feet
fuck
up
you
on the
T-Mobile money.
Yacht railings.
All right, junk
Yep,
mail? Should we do
sure.
junk mail?
Yeah, I think we should do junk
J-mail?
mail.
Okay.
You've got junk mail.
This week's
It's
question.
weird doing this without Dave.
I know. Shout out to
Feels so
Dave.
sad.
We miss Dave.
Shouts to Dave.
This question comes from DJ Hooper.
Oh,
Would
I
you-
love his song,
Napalm?
Basketball.
Let's assume his name's DJ Hooper.
So this is a really serious question. Would you rather always have peanut butter stuck on the roof of your mouth or always have Cheeto fingers?
Whoa.
Yeah. It's the question that we're all dying to know the answer to.
This is tough. I do have Cheeto fingers most of the time. So I feel like it's not the worst because it's like, oh, I missed those Cheetos I was just eating. Hold on. There they are.
That's right. You've got them.
When you finish the thing of Cheetos, it's like, still got some Cheetos for later. I actually have trouble like not doing it all at once. I'm like, save this one till about like 2 o'clock. This one until 2:30.
This is 100% real, by the way.
Yeah, I love
100%.
Cheetos.
Yeah.
But you can't, wear white because if you need to adjust your shirt, you get
Oh,
orange all
wow.
over it. You can't commit any crimes because there would be dust. They wouldn't have to dust for prints. There'd be Cheeto dust there already. And also the bright orangeness would give it away. We caught you neon orange handed. So that would complicate things. And I love to commit petty crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would,
it's-
I'd have to change my
it's true.
whole life just to I'd have to start paying for things.
Yeah.
And not, what else do you do with your hands? It's a small crime. Breaking into cars and stuff.
Yeah. Sure.
Right, so-
Stealing coffee from the 6th floor.
Yeah, so that's tough.
Also, shout out to Dave.
Would you rather have peanut butter stuck to the roof of your mouth? That's like a constant. You don't feel like you can like go on with your day.
Yeah.
I talk for a living, so it would be really difficult to have peanut butter stuck to the roof of my mouth. You feel like you were gonna say something there, Garrett.
I could not deal with Cheeto fingers.
Why?
To me, Cheeto fingers are a handicap. It's like not being able to use your hands.
Yeah.
You know, if you have
Yeah.
to straighten your shirt or something, like that's like saying, would you rather be blind or deaf? Like being blind is a handicap.
So's being deaf, Garrett.
I just mean you can't get around without eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, and you can't touch your phone. You can't type with Cheeto
Ooh,
fingers.
your phone.
Play-
I wonder
play
if
the piano,
You know what?
you know?
Can't play the
Touch
piano.
ID. Touch ID wouldn't work.
Or they.
You know when
or
it's
just be
raining
like,
or you
"Oh,
get
it's
out of the
Cheetos.
shower?
It's Cheeto guy.
It's raining or you get out of the shower
unlocked."
and you try to use Touch ID and it's like try again because it's wet so it doesn't identify your.
Yeah.
That's what would happen with Cheeto fingers and I fucking love Touch ID.
Yeah.
I
Touch
wouldn't
ID
be
is
able to
good.
live without it.
Touch
I have
ID
to
is good.
type in my password for shit.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And
Come on.
Peanut butter is like a slight inconvenience that tastes good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Is it chunky or is it smooth?
I don't know. We'll have to ask.
I think it has to be smooth. I don't think chunky gets stuck on the roof of your mouth.
I agree.
The thing about the Cheeto fingers is, to me, that feels a little bit more like altruistic, because if you constantly had Cheeto fingers, you could be like, yeah, this just regrows. Like, have some Cheeto.
It's like food.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where
you would never
it's
go
just like
hungry.
a punishment, but this is almost a gift to other people. Like, hey, I have some Cheeto. Do you want these?
Yeah, it's not like you could say to someone, you want some peanut butter? Just get right in there.
Yeah, right. Even if they wanted to,
Yeah, it would be
not
weird.
possible.
And that peanut, like every time I brush my teeth, I'd have to avoid the roof of my mouth because I'd hit the
brushing your
peanut
teeth
butter.
would be the worst.
And everything
with
would
that.
taste a little bit funny. Not everything mixes well with peanut butter.
I'm just telling you.
I'm just saying.
Imagine not being able to use your hands.
I could wear gloves.
Ooh,
Boom, problem solved.
Wow.
Put gloves on.
Wow, you just
problem
figured out the
solved.
wrinkle.
Yeah, that's the wrinkle in the plan.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would mind if I like walked up to your desks and was like, "You want some Cheetos?"
Yeah, I'd lick your
don't
finger
even
for
worry
that.
about
I wouldn't,
it.
it wouldn't be
I don't
weird.
even care. I'm
It would be
27.
weird,
Like at
to
this
be
point, I'm
honest.
so used to it. Like I wouldn't even be bothered.
It would be weird the first time, to be honest, like making eye contact with you while like licking your finger for the Cheeto. By the fifth time, I'd be
Yeah.
like, Matt, hit me with some Cheeto dust, bro.
By time
like,
3, you're like, before we get to junk mail, just give me some
Yeah,
Cheetos.
like hit me
on
with
the
a little bit of
fingers.
Cheeto. I need
Yeah.
that. I need that cheap. I need
Come
that
on.
good.
Yeah, let's
I need
go.
that good Cheeto dust.
And then
hit me with it.
someone watching goes, that's why they win Emmys.
That's right.
That's
You licking an orange finger.
That's exactly
You grab
it.
the Emmy and it's just covered in Cheeto dust.
Garbage time was here. You like write it with your Cheeto finger on like the.
You bring up your speech and it's got like orange fingerprints.
Okay, so now if we do win one of these Emmys, I'm going to, as an inside joke for anybody who listens to the pod, read my speech with orange fingers, just so people will go, "Oh my fucking god, who nominated this broad?"
Screen grabber will say, what was Katie Nolan eating before the Emmys?
Right.
Katie Nolan gets drunk and eats Cheetos and forgets to wash her hands like a plebeian, but leaves with at least one Emmy.
This hypothetical's working out well.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
fine
this
with
a lot.
it. Yeah.
So fuck peanut butter. I'm picking Cheeto fingers. I always like to leave my mark on society and
That's right.
everything I touch.
Yep.
It's like being Midas, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Everything you touch turns to delicious.
It's like Midas and Chester Cheetah just
Yeah,
mate.
exactly.
Chester Cheetah, great corporate mascot.
Great. Never get rid of him.
No.
Don't ever back down.
Yeah, it is just like Midas.
Just like Midas.
Instead of being gold, it's slightly dirty.
Dirty, but tastier than it was when you got there.
That's true.
I'd rather have Cheetos than gold.
Me too.
100 times out of 100.
That's why I have so
What would I
many
use my gold for? Buying Cheetos. Like, let's go.
I don't even think you can. That's why gold's so inconvenient. You couldn't walk into 7-Eleven and plop down a gold bar.
Yeah.
Sir, I'd like to buy some Cheetos. You could plop down Cheetos and be like, I'd like to take these. I put them here. You could buy Cheetos and Cheetos. I'd like to trade you this bag of Cheetos for that bag of Cheetos. Done. Cheetos are currency. That's science. That's it for our podcast. That was junk mail, particularly junky. We'll be back to do this again next week. Hopefully Dave will have recovered. Maybe Matt will be out because you'll be sick by
Yeah,
then.
maybe.
Then I'll be out, and I don't know what happens when that goes down. Don't forget, check out the Roy Wood Jr. podcast that we posted on Tuesday. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast on iTunes and rate it. Leave a comment, but only if it's 5 stars and only if it's a nice comment, because Cheetos. And we got nominated for 2 Emmys.
Woo!
That's right.
You can also listen to the podcast on Art19, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play. There's probably other stuff. There's so many
There's so
websites.
many
I bet
ways.
as I'm saying this, a new website to listen to podcasts just got created. So listen to us on that too. Big thanks to my producers, producer Matt,
Thank you.
producer Garrett,
Thanks for having me.
producer Dave. We're pouring one out for you. Ashley, big ups to you. Thanks to all of you guys for listening. Bye. Love you. Mean it. Greg Hardy's a piece of shit.